Coming to you live from Kenny's basement apartment, where this may be our earliest start in our live streaming era. Along with children have started school, college football is kicking off, and the wives now have jobs. So,
welcome. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of Sports Legend on the 29th of August. Year of the Lord.
Episode 98.
Year of the Lord
98.
2024. So,
it's the year of the Lord.
exactly.
You got to get that right.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll get started real fast. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot college football. We'll get into that immediately. We'll give some NFL news later. We got some predictions we'll talk about for this weekend. We'll give you some updates as this show goes on as far as scores.
12 minutes until TU kicks off.
Yeah, TU kicks off 7 o'clock at they're at home against Northwestern State. ESPN Plus. Did just watch Bowling Green go up 7-0. That was the first play of the game. Was a 100-yard kickoff return for Bowling Green.
Rutgers went up. I think they're 10-0 over.
Arkansas is up 7-0 on Pine Bluff.
We can pull the scores
at home. So we'll pull the scores real quick.
We're going to be talking that right now. Oh, I did pull up something you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Let's see. Go click off this.
Obviously, the big hype today on ESPN has been all about Neon Dion, and who gives a shit? Because they're just trash. 4-8.
Oh,
ESPN
17-7 over.
ESPN is selling this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Wake Forest and a barn burner at 7-7.
Now hold on.
North Carolina A&T.
Now hold on. Are you more concerned if you're a Rutgers fan that you give up 7 to Howard? I mean, who is this Howard guy? I'm just kidding.
You know who Howard is.
All right, so
doesn't he do your lawn or something?
17-7.
I know, he used to be your banker.
Damn, that's halftime. Wow, that's fast. Wake Forest, North Carolina A&T 7-7. Just started the second quarter. UCF beating New Hampshire 13.
They don't even have the top quarterback. That's UCF does not have the top quarterback right now. It looks like Morgan out of New Hampshire is 11 yards, 1 interception for passing.
Buffalo beating Lafayette 13-0. Bowling Green.
You got Lafayette.
Bowling Green's already at 20-0. We just talked about their first place, Central Michigan, Central Connecticut 14-7.
Battle of the Centrals.
Arkansas still in the first. They got the ball back. 7-0 against Pine Bluff. I heard the crowd at Arkansas is pretty bad.
Is it?
Yes.
Right, nobody wanted to go to the Pine Bluff? Are there more Pine Bluff fans than
I don't know.
I know it's Duquesne. Toledo 7-0 Toledo in the first.
Now, at NC State right now, not scoring at all is an interesting deal. We've had them picked kind of high.
They're halfway through the first.
0-0 Western Carolina's
still
got
0-0. So I don't know how long they're at the 20. They've been holding on to the ball a while.
45-yard punt by them. So Western Carolina takes over the ball. Then we've got. Wanted to make a mention that the Fox game of Carolina and Minnesota has been moved back an hour.
Inclement weather.
9
Apparently
Eastern.
Minnesota, there's
9 Eastern, 8 Central will be the kickoff rather than 7. So that's your Fox game.
So would you say that would be a moist field?
A moist field. Going to be a very moist field.
I don't know how they're going to get that dried out.
All right, so you want to go talk any bit? Well, okay, so I got to bitch a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. You're going to do it.
So I was watching the ESPN, the pregame show, and...
Oh, the one we were just watching?
Yes.
Okay.
It's horrible. I mean, they asked about Texas, and Acho's eyes just lit up. Smile got bigger, and he's ready to roll. And it's like, dude, I mean, he talked about the line being stout. You talk about Texas,
the
folks.
building, and the guy from BYU brought up OU schedule because it was a conversation of OU and Texas joining the SEC, and what's his name brought up OU schedule versus Texas's introductory schedule. They've got A&M and Georgia.
I think it was 3 games, 3 ranked teams I think they play overall, and I think OU's got 7. And that's currently right now.
Correct, because they're playing Michigan. Yeah. Currently, they're playing Michigan.
Currently.
Week 2, week 3.
I think we all know Michigan's shit. So anyway.
Somebody's down on Michigan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I picked them 9 or 10 wins, but I think it's because their schedule was fairly easy, too.
I don't have the coach's clipboard.
No, didn't bring the coach's clipboard.
Well, it's here. It's just over there.
All
I
right,
didn't pull it out.
All right, so there was your updates on scores. Let's talk a little bit. I was just watching ESPN. I mean, ESPN, you fired a lot of really good people lately in the past 6 months. You've got to put a better show together than what you've got going on there. It's bad.
All of them. Even
bad.
the ones that they went to when they were talking about the lines, the betting lines, the over-unders.
Now, that wasn't a bad show.
Oh, man.
That Bet Live was better.
That guy started talking, and it hurt my ears.
But that Bet Live show was better than
Screeching.
than the actual show they're talking about the pigs.
There's someone just popped in. It said being a Texas fan is like delivering Little Debbie cakes. I wonder who that was. Who's Woolstein Gray?
Thanks for joining in on that. So let's talk a little bit about college football. We talked last week. We brought up our college football predictions. I did not have Texas in the top 12. You did, I believe.
I put them in. I just snuck them in.
Simply because I think they're going to struggle on the line, even though everybody thinks they're great on the line. I especially defensive line, offensive line. I think they're going to be good.
Talk about trailer house add-ons.
And it's something about.
Who this is.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to find you. Because Kenny's going to be crying and say, "Find that person."
So let's talk. Let's do our picks. Let's talk a little bit.
Picks?
Yeah, let's do our picks.
Okay, well, we started. I really want to start this game first, even though.
Let's talk about our spread picks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even though the Tulsa Northwestern State game is the first game, I want to start with this game because we fell in love with this coach. What was it? The end of Tulsa's season last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was sleeveless, t-shirt, cut off sleeves. In a very cold environment, and they ended up winning that game. Correct? They won.
Yes.
Field goal, I think is what it was, right at the end. So it's Charlotte, and I call this game the Biff Poggi special because Biff Poggi has become one of our, I don't know how you describe it, favorite coaches to just watch on the sideline.
Well, I think his real name's Xavier, Francis Xavier.
No.
Hold on.
I don't care.
65.
I don't care about his fancy name. I like Biff.
Listen, he's 65. His salary allegedly is $500,000. He's the head coach of the Charlotte 49er football.
So you're saying he cannot buy himself a very, very high-end car, but he can at least get a tricked-out SUV from Chevy?
Or sleeves. So anyway,
no,
sleeves are
optional.
Yes.
So no picture on there does he wear sleeves.
No, he didn't. And and he said even his coaching job last year was crap. So I mean, good for him. He took credit for it, and they're going to try to be better. Well, let's talk about.
So their Saturday game. They are opening up at Charlotte against James Madison, who James Madison, I believe, their first year in FBS was last year, correct? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember when they come in, but I mean, they've been a good program.
Just popped in with.
Well, they've been a good program.
They did.
Weren't they the big upset against Michigan years and years ago?
Oh, that was App State.
Well, that was App State. Then who? James Madison.
James Madison did do an upset.
Upset.
But James Madison had a really good season last year. They are a 7-point favorite over Charlotte in Charlotte. And I've got to go with James U, even though I love Biff Poggi. I don't know, Biff. We might throw this Charlotte pick in as a.
Well, no, I wanted to tell the viewers that sometimes if you don't Google the right things, I took up James Madison's biggest win, and I got to know his presidency and his biggest wins.
Didn't you name a son after James Madison?
No.
That was Zachary Taylor. God, I bet his mom had no input on that.
No, I was trying to find their big year that they really impressed everybody.
What was last year?
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the Sun Belt. Here, I'm pulling up the.
Kirk Cignetti's the coach.
But who?
Kirk Signetti is what I would say.
I've got head coach Bob Chesney. It's his first year.
Signetti left. That's right.
Signetti left.
Yeah, he went to Cincinnati, I believe.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. So they began playing the conference in 2022.
Well,
so that was 2 years ago. They did have a
lot of North Dakota State wins. That was a big thing with them, but I really thought they had a really good offseason. season win. Anyway,
Well,
I've got James.
Here's a list of the
I've got
season.
I've got James Madison winning this game easily. So let's move on. No one cares about this.
I know, but no, well, I mean, they're going to win. But we love Biff Poggi. We had to talk about Biff Poggi. I don't know why you danced around it.
All right, let's talk about our state schools. Go ahead.
All right, so Northwestern State is opening with Tulsa here in 2 minutes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tulsa is a 33.5-point favorite from when we took it. I don't think that's changed. And we're looking at are they almost revamped team? We have a new quarterback starting.
Well,
Tulsa.
yes, Francis, not Francois. Remember,
Francis. That's right, you said it. Yeah.
Francis. Yeah.
Last time.
Now, Kevin Wilson did say that they were going to try to play 3 quarterbacks tonight.
Really?
So I assume he thinks they're going to be up by a bunch.
Oh, okay.
So I think you're going to see the 3 quarterbacks go in. Generally, it's not his motive or motif or whatever you would call it. So I think I would say that the last 2's probably not going to get much playing time. I like them to cover. I do, because I think that Northwestern State's bad, and I think, the over-under on Tulsa's wins was what, 4 or 5? Where was that at?
Oh, it was 4. Oh, it's right there, 4.5.
Yeah. So it's 4.5. I mean, they cover that easy. Folks, bet the money that that's an easy cover, and I guarantee you, when we had 4.5 on that weeks ago, I guarantee that's went up. I think they win 6, 7 games. There's a potential there for Tulsa to be very good, and they're a better team. It is what it is. It is.
Oh, here's what it is.
It
The
is.
Dukes became the first FBS team to be ranked in the AP top 25 after leaving.
There you go. Okay.
So
Okay. Well, I knew there was something, and they had a college game day too.
they did. They had that against. Does it say it right there?
I'm not
No.
sure.
Okay, you just. I remember it was. Was it them and
I don't remember. We're still talking about James Madison, dude.
I know.
No one cares.
I know. Everybody cares.
We're talking about Tulsa now.
We try to get that
Tulsa,
James Madison. We're trying to get that James Madison.
Tulsa love. Let's give Tulsa some love.
I do have Tulsa love, and Wilston Gray says, "I care, Kenny."
Do what?
I care, Kenny.
All right, so
J.K. Jefferson.
What do you got? What do you got, Sean? What do you got, Sean?
I'm taking Tulsa to cover the 33.5. It's going to be big. Northwestern State has been a perennial just down school. I don't know what is going on.
Well, they had the issues last year. They had to cancel
Told you.
half the season. There was some bad stuff go on. So, we'll go with.
Well, no, this is one of your children.
We'll go with that. All right, moving on.
Moving on, next
what,
game.
Did you say cover? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're going to cover the 33.5, and we're going to get to see a lot of the young guys play. We're going to get to see Kevin Wilson's second season.
Yep.
We'll see what he gets to do with that team. You have a second-year defensive coordinator.
Everybody's second year. Oh no, first year for them, because remember he left. Remember they had.
Oh,
problems.
that's right.
they
Yeah.
had
So
problems.
we have a brand new defensive coordinator coming in. So we're gonna get to see his new defense.
Didn't
and
know
see.
you want to talk about coaching staffs. I'd have brought that up. So. No, Tulsa's just
Well,
better.
you're talking about Tulsa. We didn't talk about Tulsa.
Tulsa's just better. They've just got better talent.
Well, and I
Kevin
hope
Wilson's-
that it extends through, because there was a stat that came out that Tulsa had won more conference championships than Alabama.
No, I don't
Did you
know.
ever see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Just from being in different conferences. they won
I got you
over
mean
the for the history.
forever,
Yes,
yeah.
for the history.
Well, yeah, I mean they raided the Missouri Valley, and then there was the other
WAC.
Yeah, WAC, yeah,
Until Boise State came on, they were leading the WAC.
and then we left.
The WAC? Oh yeah, Tulsa left to go to
Tulsa,
Conference
yeah,
USA.
yeah.
I forget how many we won there.
Of course, you've got Steve Spurrier. He's the offensive coordinator. That's his second year.
Steve Spurrier Jr.
Yes, and then Chris Polizzi. He's the defensive coordinator.
Oh,
He's-
hey,
he's defensive
you
coordinator.
doing?
He's
You want to
defensive
join us? Sorry.
Nah, hi,
Sorry, I was trying to get
Jackson.
Junior in here.
And Dominique Franks, obviously cornerback coach still. So, no,
Tulsa covers Kevin Wilson giving out mustache rides on the 11th.
It's that. Don't read that. Do not read that shit.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's not. All right.
All right, moving
for,
on.
Cover for both.
Cover.
All right.
Cover.
Let's go to OU. They're tomorrow.
OU versus Temple, 42.5 OU. OU with a brand new quarterback. He's played in 2 games. One full game. One full game, but he's played 2 games.
Oh yeah, he's had some mop-up duty. Yes.
Put him
he's
in?
more than that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We were without Taj Gibson. Is it not Taj Gibson?
No, Taj is a basketball player.
Which Gibson is it? Is it TJ Gibson? What is the guy's name?
I love that. Sean does not know names. I mean, if you haven't listened,
I know
to the
last
show,
names. I just don't know first names. I just make up a first name. I love making up first names.
No, it's
TJ Gibson?
Yeah, keep talking.
No, I'm trying.
No. Okay.
You're terrible. You're just pulling up. What are you doing?
No, I was gonna give you the lineup list. Okay.
Oh, you looking at the lineup list, but you're looking at merchandise.
Andrew Anthony. Yeah, that was a miss. Andrew Anthony. He is back.
Okay.
Gibson is out, and so is, I think it's Anderson.
Yeah, Nick Anderson was out. Is he back?
Yes. And that's what I told you earlier. I said I always get the 2 mixed up. That's injured. I really have to. You've got to be kidding me.
Man, you are struggling with a computer today.
That's the problem. No.
What is the problem? You're
trash. It's just trash.
Well, at least you don't have 300 tabs open. I did see Dustin Stutzman. Danny Stutzman. Jackson Arnold, Bowman Jr., and I forgot the other guy. They were all named captains for this first game.
Oh, okay, is that the captains? Gotcha.
Yeah, those are the There's 4 captains for this gotcha. First game. I do. So
it's Nick Anderson. He's out. That's kind of a breaking news. Jaden Gibson is. Jaden is out for good.
TJ Taj. It's the same.
He's out for good. And Andrew Anthony, he's
well,
back.
He's not out for good. He's just out for the season.
Out for the season, but I mean out for every game this season for good.
It's not for good. You keep saying
this year. How about that?
Well, Northwestern State's already up 7-0 on Tulsa.
Wow, we're gonna be off on that.
And the game just started.
Must have been a run back there too, or something bad.
Yeah. Well, there's a special team snafu.
Wow.
We're gonna go ahead. Yeah.
Did not plan on that.
Yeah. Nobody planned on that one. All right, second game.
The second play of the game, Tulsa.
Oh, you still on OU? You still want to talk OU?
Yeah, no, I was just going back to the update.
What update?
That. Okay, so DeMarco Murray, he's out for suspension.
Game.
Had to giggle about that because we can pay players left and right, give them hands money, but if we call somebody too many times,
well, that's going to change in 2 seasons.
It's stupid. The NCAA is just ridiculous.
Well, and I also saw with the
NCAA, they're talking about. And you think they're going to take away Michigan's championship? Oh no, that's
well, they can't.
Exactly.
They don't have the powder. Powder.
The powder. They got the powder.
They got the powder.
They got the powder.
All right. So we're looking.
You just talked about Danny Stutzman donating Neil money.
Oh yeah, he donated his Neil money to the younger kids.
He is getting to that Baker Mayfield love right now.
Oh,
if he's not already hit it.
Oh, he's definitely going high in the draft too.
And there were some issues. I heard I read a couple things that the sales for the tickets at Temple was slow, which doesn't surprise me. It's Friday night. Oklahoma's got big high school football, so I mean that's going to be an issue. And I know why they changed it, the heat and all that. We aren't going to be able to host any high school recruits. Thank God that's on a Friday.
What? What are you talking about?
For the DeMarco deal, we can't host any football recruits.
What? Just for that one game?
Apparently.
Okay, so that's troubling. But most of those kids are going to be watching from home anyway, or watch later especially if they're in state.
That's the whole point. Yes, that is the whole point there. All right, but as far as OU, easy cover. I think Temple's a pretty bad program, 42.5. I think OU's got probably the best defense. I mean, it's been a while since I can remember a defense I'm this excited about. To be honest,
very strong defense.
I just wish we had a better clarity on offensive line. It bothers me a little bit.
True. We do need to know what our offensive line looks like.
Do what?
We do need to know what our offensive line looks like, and we're going to have to use this Temple game. We're going to have to use the main game.
It's all about Tennessee and Auburn.
What is
I don't worry about.
I know, but what
Houston,
is our
Tulane?
Houston game.
Tulane.
We have to use that to gauge our Sooner offensive line. We're going to have to use that to find out who's in, who's out. You okay?
No, it's just Tulsa's punting already. So Tulsa with a punt already at 4th.
We're all wrong on that one.
Jeez, come on.
Now, we're going to move into the little brother who is still very angry that we left. South Dakota State is coming in to play Oklahoma State. South Dakota State just won the FCS title, correct?
Yeah, I don't care. OSU kills them. So OSU with an easy cover.
I know, but
OSU. Let's stop this whole. You're going to say they start slow. Let's stop it.
They have done this year after year.
Let's
they
just
start slow.
OSU runs them into the ground. You watch, and I mean it runs.
Well, yeah,
they're going to
really
run.
Just relying on Ollie Gordon.
Yes, Ollie Gordon's probably going to have about 500 yards.
But that is only a 9.5 point spread.
That's why it's an easy pick, and that's why it's been one of the highest picks that Vegas has been rolling with is Oklahoma State. It's simple.
Oh my God! Oh, DeMarcos, what? Easy, Kenny.
So
he can't. Trust me, he's very passionate about it. At least they know who their starting quarterback is. Unlike last year, where they went through
7th-year senior.
Right, but they went through 3 different quarterbacks, and Gundy's son is off to
Ohio University.
Is it the Bobcats?
Yes.
See, I can't remember a player's name, but I can remember the team mascot. What's up with that?
It's because of
the brain. I get the brain bleed.
No. It's because of what's his face from Nebraska.
Oh, Schillinger.
No, from Nebraska.
Yeah,
what was his name?
It was
Schillinger.
Schlitzen.
No.
We hung out with his niece.
We did hang out with his niece.
It was Bob Schlitzen.
No, you're so
Shifter.
wrong.
Bob Schleffer. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna look at.
Well, give your view on that though.
I'm gonna take South Dakota State to cover the 9.5. They're on a 29-game win streak. The last time they lost was to Iowa in 2021.
They slap a label on it. You're wrong. It's like,
Kenny where did my ink pen go? Did you steal my ink pen?
Frank Solich.
I told you it was something like that. I am so sorry that I took a attempt.
Frank Solich.
You didn't.
Yes.
You didn't because
no,
you
he's
can't
not the
be
coach
wrong.
anymore. But that's why we remember the Bobcats, because we rooted for him more often than anything because they screwed up and
Well, he had
fired him.
He had drunk driving too.
No, that was after they let him retire. I mean, that's bullshit. If you let a player have a drunk driving and keep playing, you should let a coach. Sorry, it's my opinion.
Oh, this was back in the day. This was not now. This was when the NCAA still had some kind of
Too much control.
Control?
They still
Yeah.
try. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. Here is the most intriguing game. Well, second most intriguing game of the weekend: Clemson versus Georgia. Georgia's coming off the national title win. Ep98 is still up in the air. Nobody knows if he's starting. Ep9, however you want to say his last name.
He went to Florida, dude.
The junior, the second.
Yeah, I think, didn't he?
After he's in.
Or is he? Oh, he went from Florida.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about Georgia.
Yeah, he's supposed to be their starting running back. He had that drunk driving or DUI that was
gotcha.
dropped. Not his brother.
It's his brother, isn't it?
But yeah, okay, it's the NFL player's brother.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
Oh my God. What does
Yes,
it say?
Travis. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Travis. Is that where really we're dependent on the picks on? It's all about Carson Beck. I don't know who their running back is for Georgia. I don't care about the penal league that their defensive lineman is on. They're just better. They consistently have the top 1 or 2
league?
draft picks.
So you think they're gonna just blow out Clemson?
Yes, they kill Clemson. Yes.
What happened to your Clemson love?
I never had
remember
one.
you.
Venables left. That's when they've sucked since he's left. Look
Thank
at
you,
it.
Wills.
Statistically,
Yeah, I know what you're thinking about.
No, statistically, they have not been as good. Travis Etienne is actually an NFL. Yeah, Travis, yes. And his brother is. What is his name? Trevor, yes. Travis is in the NFL. Trevor is at Georgia.
Clemson
I'm sorry.
covers.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and then they have a basketball player. My gosh, they have a lot of talented kids right there. So, what's that?
It says Clemson covers if you find it at -14. But we have it at 13.5, so we got a half point, and that's what I'm looking at. I'm taking Georgia to cover that 2 touchdown. I don't know. Dabo is still under fire. Did he get new coordinators?
Sorry, to make sure that it's clear, Travis is the Georgia running back. I'm sorry. Yes.
So did he get new coordinators? Did Dabo get new coordinators?
Trevor is what I said.
Okay,
No, sorry. Oh, I think he did fire one actually because it was
smack your old face.
It was he did fire somebody because I know that there was some issue. Of course, he made a wasn't good for 1 year and then he blames his assistants. So
well, that's the same thing that happens in Philly. Yes, we know. We're watching the game right here on my phone. That Northwestern State's driving on Tulsa again. We also got it on the.
It's going to be a bad loss
television.
Or a bad not cover, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because this was a year that actually they thought that they were going to be better.
Well, they're supposed to be better.
Yep.
Right now Tulsa's getting outplayed. I didn't even see.
Now you got Garrett Riley as offensive coordinator, but that's his. I think he came over last year.
He did. He came from TCU.
Yes.
He came from TCU to there, so he's still there. It might be the defensive coordinator.
I think it is. I think it's yes.
That he switched out, but
because I know they got Chris Rump from Minnesota. That was a different one that they brought in, which I thought that actually was a good hire.
Right, but who are we looking at? Who are we looking at on that Clemson team that you can really name that's a superstar?
Running back is really good. Wes Goodwin is actually the new defensive coordinator. Okay. Is he still there?
I don't know.
They didn't change him up then. Okay, there he is.
So they didn't. Garrett Riley vacations at Lome L Trailer Park.
So we got a local, I see.
Yeah, that's. Well, if they knew that you were a Little Debbie man. Yeah, so who's on that team that really stands out? I don't know a wide receiver because when they were good, you knew everybody on that team. You knew, North Dakota State's up 3-0 over Colorado.
Oh, boy.
You knew the defensive players, you knew the offensive players, and now...
Well, Cade Klubnik's the quarterback. That's obviously the one.
Okay, so Klubnik's still there.
Yes, and he'll be a sophomore this year, I believe. So that's better, makes them better. But I like there was a running back I think that was really come out of nowhere. Most of their talent is on the defensive side, and that's
right.
What they're going to have. Phil Maffa. Is that who that was? That was really good.
Hold on, I'm gonna go pull up the roster here real quick for you.
Because
I'm just waiting on your slow internet. All right, Cade Klubnik. We've got.
Yeah, we've got him obviously, but most of it's.
We've got a very ginger Tristan Rigby.
Now the Barrett Carter kid from he's a linebacker. He's going to be one of the best. He actually could have went to the draft. So the defense is going to be good, and that's what I'm saying. Cade Klubnik looked okay. They took him over DJ, and of course DJ looked trashy pretty much against Florida State. So I think they're all going to depend on the defense. And
we had 4 Florida State.
And I don't think that the offense is going to be enough to hang with Georgia. That's just my opinion. I think
Who's this Clay Smith?
I don't think they score enough. So
is Dabo's boy playing wide receiver?
Possible. He is from Clemson.
Oh, looks like we're having another Stoops moment.
Yeah, I guess. All right, moving on.
You
had Clemson to cover.
Oh, did I?
I don't know. Didn't you?
No, I had Georgia.
Oh, okay. So
it's 13.5.
We agree on that. Let's move through these pretty fast.
I think we got Miami at Florida at 2.5 for Miami. Van Dyke, is that who's quarterbacking in Miami? He first.
No, Van Dyke was from Miami. He's the quarterback at Wisconsin.
Okay, so he went to Wisconsin.
Yes.
So who did they get? Miami got a really good. See, I'm on last season still. I got to move into this season.
What? Look at it.
Billy Napier is playing for his job. That's all I know.
Well, I think Cristobal is kind of too, to be honest.
Right, but he's
going to get another year. But I think it's two programs that have spent a lot of money. And listen, I was a Napier fan. I thought that
You were a huge Napier fan.
huge, and I think they need to give him time. Now, I think they need to give him one more year after this because these
You are correct.
The schedule that Florida has this year is unfreaking believable, and we've talked about that.
Yeah,
in the past.
they've got one of the hardest schedules in NCAA football this year.
Correct.
I think they're number 3, 4.
I thought they were number 1. But
Are they number 1?
yes. They play.
Oh yeah, they are. Well, I don't have the list
No, I didn't look at that.
to look at. I've got it written down. It's in the coaches. So the coaches clipboard. So Tulsa got the ball back
Oh yay! Still down 7-0, Tulsa.
and not driving. Well, I mean driving backwards. They stopped him at the line. So that is a 2.5 Miami, and both teams are playing.
Cam Ward is the.
Okay,
actual,
Cam Ward.
yes,
Cam Ward came over
is the-
from
God, I want to say Houston, but I could be
Incarnate
wrong.
Word
Is it, in Washington State.
and
Okay,
Washington
okay.
State. He was at Washington State last year.
Yes, that's what it was.
And
Which
so,
is
so
not
it's
a bad
game.
player.
So it's a game of coaches coaching for their jobs. So do you think that Miami
Not
covers that 2.5?
I know.
You field goal win?
No, I really think I just think it's a bad matchup. I think that Miami wins this one. I think Florida does better later on. I just don't think they win this one.
So you do think Miami covers?
Yeah, I do. I think Miami covers.
But it is a coach. It's one of the highest profile matchups of coaches coaching for their jobs.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I agree.
All right, now moving on to what is now the big noon Fox game, Penn State versus West Virginia, which Neil Brown, Florida wins, which Neil Brown coached for his job last year.
Graham Mertz is the quarterback there, and I believe he came from Wisconsin a couple years ago. Florida. I'm not so sure, but I could look. I was looking at him. I think he was. I think he was a former Wisconsin guy. I'm
Just look at his stats. Go up.
Hey,
no.
Keep talking.
Stop. Just go up. Go up and hit stats.
He was from Overland Park, Kansas,
Wisconsin.
And Wisconsin.
Yeah. Played how many years at Wisconsin?
Well, he was there for 4 years. Last year was, and then he got the COVID year in, obviously.
Everybody, I thought we were out of COVID years.
He got the advantage. I think everybody knew is out of it. Tulsa driving right now. I'm going to predict that they're going to score here and tie this game up. You're going to do an update. Anything else, Sean, on that?
For what?
For the games. Let's do a real quick update.
Rutgers 24-7 over Howard. Wake Forest is holding on to a 4-point lead over North Carolina A&T because of the powerhouse that North Carolina A&T is. UCF 22-0 New Hampshire. Buffalo 16-0 over Lafayette. Bowling Green a very, very big 27-0 over Fordham. Try not to burp. Central Michigan 28-7 in the Battle of the Centrals over Central Connecticut. Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Arkansas. Right now, in the very first quarter, it is still 28. Graham Mertz, Trent Dilfer, quarterback-wise.
It's a pretty good comparison, actually. But Graham Mertz has never won a Super Bowl or any championship for that
let's
matter.
Let's not even bring in Trent Dilfer and his win. He didn't deserve it. Toledo 21-7 over Duquesne. NC State losing at the end of the first quarter to Western Carolina.
Ranked NC State 24-0.
And NC State that I think we picked heavy.
Tulsa just scores, barring no penalties. Tulsa just going to go tied.
Was that a passing touchdown?
Yeah, here comes Tulsa. I'm just telling you, folks. You giggle. It's coming. Here we go. The roll is coming.
What was that line on the Missouri Murray
50,
State game? 50.
50.
All right. Well, they're up at 21-0 right now with
they got an interception
9.5 left in.
So Missouri fans are going to be crazy about this.
Wait,
yes.
Did Murray State just get an interception?
It's a touchback, dude, not a touchdown.
Well, then why is he here at the 20?
A touchback.
I'm just looking at this. I don't know why Murray's. Oh, okay, there it is.
There we go.
I'm sorry. They're just Kansas 7-0 over Linwood.
Where is Lindenwood? Can you Google that?
Linwood? I thought
Where
that was
is
in Kansas.
Lindenwood?
Oh,
It
is
is in
Lindenwood.
Kansas. It probably is in Kansas.
Dude, you're asking me while I'm doing a fucking.
Oh, you had enough score updates.
No.
What's the rest of the games?
We were 3-7.
Let's roll through those.
Hold on. North Dakota State's 3-7 over Colorado.
They scored. Cool.
Colorado.
Yeah.
and they've got the ball back, and they are at midfield driving.
I never said
Oh, it
Colorado
was Jacksonville
was any
State.
good.
Jacksonville State. James Madison was the game day game.
Oh,
They were
okay.
both undefeated.
Gotcha. And James Madison, I think, killed him.
Alcorn State delayed against UAB. Tulane at 0-0.
Game of the night, really, like I said before, is the one that was delayed.
Yeah,
Is
North Carolina, Minnesota. Everybody's wondering about that one.
All right.
Oh, it's in St. Charles, Missouri. Lindenwood is.
Oh, well, thank you.
We're gonna have to get. we're gonna have to get this cat on.
Somebody's got some Google fingers. All right, moving on.
Moving on. We were at the Penn State West Virginia game, which is the big noon game.
For Fox, yes.
And
Bring
Penn
on
State,
Urban. Is Urban still at Fox Big Noon?
Oh my God! I
Fuck
hope
him.
not. If we have to do a Fox game,
No, we're not.
and you,
It might be Utah OSU.
I don't want to hear you screaming his name anymore. I don't want to hear you going after him.
I like Penn State in this one. It's 8.5. Neil Brown, he's also somewhat coaching for his job.
Well, that's just said. He
Allegedly.
coached for his job last year. Won one more year.
Is Penn State, every year they're ranked in the top 10 or 15. They always blow it because they have no offense, and they always lose to Michigan, Ohio State, and anybody else that's any good.
2-3 critical
Wisconsin's
games.
usually another one, or somebody like that.
Yeah,
They
they
never can win a big game.
Drop a random game.
Game day will roll up to Penn State on a night game, and it's a big whiteout, and they still lose, and they score 7
Hey,
points.
everybody, look at what we've got.
But I think they beat West Virginia. It's a noon game. Yeah, what they should have done is put West Virginia at night against Penn State. That'd have been a hell of a fun time right there.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. You?
I'm taking Penn State.
Of course you are. Copycat. All right.
No, I'm taking Penn State. They blew them out last year. Penn
kidding.
State starts out
Let's
hard.
talk-
Penn State really does every season. Starts out really well, and then just blows it in random games. This is Penn State. This is the story of James Franklin at Penn State.
Yeah. I mean, his record against his record against ranked teams is horrific.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think West Virginia's
but I
ranked.
shouldn't. Damn.
Oh man, there was a stat you missed.
No, all right.
right,
No, I was saying his record against ranked teams. West Virginia is not.
Our most intrigued.
Wyoming versus Arizona State.
Oh, you're just gonna skip?
Yeah, don't leave the good one for last. I mean,
Okay.
Wyoming and Arizona State. That I don't know why you picked that. Just because it's close, maybe San Diego or Arizona State 6.5.
is one of the four corners moving into the Big 12, which is technically our region now, even though we've moved into the SEC. The Oklahoma's moved into the SEC. Garrett Green is better than Eller. West Virginia covers. Ooh. Penn State quarterback, lesser version of Mertz.
I think that I don't like Aller either. I just think the defense kills
that's it.
West Virginia. So
So I picked this game out of intrigue because we've seen the Wyoming Cowboys start. I think we've watched one of their games each of the last 3 years. And Arizona State's moving into the Big 12. So
I picked Wyoming in this one just to cover. I think Arizona State might win. Dillingham is in his second year. Young guy, pretty good offensive mind. Was at Oregon, Florida State, previous stops. Memphis, too, I think, with Norvell.
is that where Dillingham went?
No, Dillingham is at Arizona State. That was last year's first year. Herm got in all that trouble and whatever.
Right.
And they had a bad season, but I like them to I like Wyoming to cover, but I like Arizona State to win. So
Yeah.
it's
No,
close. I think it's a 3-point game.
I'm looking for Arizona State to improve over the last season.
Well, Arizona State should win this big because
did
the
they
talent.
play Oklahoma State last year? Arizona State.
I think so.
And
Oklahoma
did-
State
and-
easily beat them.
Was it an easy beat or was it a very tight game?
Yeah,
and then it
South
was blown?
Alabama was the
Well, that
bad
was the
loss.
beatdown.
Yes.
That was the huge
Yes.
beat. That was where they just ran all over them.
Yes.
I thought the Arizona State game was a little closer for a bit, and then Oklahoma State pulled out at the end, pulled away.
It's possible, but
I'm going to take Arizona State to go ahead and cover the 6.5. I mean, 1 touchdown. All right. So you want to do USC versus LSU?
No, that's the next day. So finish your Saturday game with the big
All right.
one.
Ending your Saturday, we're going Notre Dame, Texas A&M. I got to take A&M on this. It's a 2.5 point. I know that you somehow have picked A&M to go undefeated.
No, I picked Notre Dame to go.
Notre Dame to go undefeated.
Well,
I picked Notre Dame with at least 1 loss.
Tulsa with another score. I believe that was a
that a
punt
punt
return for a touchdown.
Ooh, go!
And like I said, the onslaught begins.
Well, that's fun. That you little bit to get started.
So
And we could have been at that game.
Notre Dame I picked undefeated because if they win this game, their schedule is ridiculously cake. Northern Illinois, we talked about it last week. Purdue, Miami of Ohio,
Notre Dame has
Louisville,
I'm
Stanford,
taking Texas A&M
Georgia
to
Tech,
cover
Navy. Florida State doesn't look near as good. Virginia, Army, and USC.
Florida State had a rough start. You jump on them.
I don't know. I like
4 games into the season.
I like Riley Leonard at Notre Dame, healthy. You look what he did with Duke before he blew his knee.
Yeah, he took over for him.
At Duke, I don't know. I'm just telling you about who's at that.
Riley. Yeah, I know that he moved on. He moved on.
Leonard Riley's there.
But Wollston Gray says that Notre Dame has a baby O-line.
They're always going to have a good O-line. They're probably young.
Well, that's
what he means by
baby. Baby O-line.
Or that means small. Anyway. No, they'll be fine. They'll be
infants.
Fine. They'll be fine.
Yes,
A&M is going to be much better. If A&M played Notre Dame in the 8th, 9th, 10th
2
game.
2 freshmen, 3 sophomores.
In the 8th, 9th game,
yeah,
I'd be much happier about picking A&M to beat them. It's just too early. I think Elko's going to need some time to get the softness out of that team.
Well, and we figured out what Haynes King was there. Who's the quarterback now? Who's quarterbacking?
Oh, I've already moved on to the other
Texas.
game.
What? No, you haven't. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
sure
I see that. That's a battle of.
I'm moving on to the good stuff.
I want to see who their starting quarterback is.
For A&M?
Yeah, I think we've looked this up already. No, it's not Will Rogers.
Will Rogers is starting quarterback for Washington.
Washington.
Right now. He transferred. Starting quarterback for... So Haynes King went to... Yeah, see, I don't know who there's... Oh, Wiggum. They're sticking.
Connor Wiggum.
Yes, Connor Wiggum.
God, how many quarterbacks do they have on that? 1, 2, 3.
About as many as the New York Giants kept on their their cuts, and I'll talk about that in a minute. As we get some
They've got as
NFL
many
news.
quarterbacks as they have offensive linemen. I mean, your running backs, you got like 5, 6.
So you're taking A&M.
I'm taking A&M.
I'm taking Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame not only to cover but to win straight up.
That's fine, and I know that you've got them your darling team of the season.
They are, and I'm not.
It's a cake schedule,
and I'm not. Well, I like the schedule. That's why. These darling teams that have these schedules. You look at the very easy schedules: Texas, Missouri, Notre Dame. Those 3 teams stick out to me that have a really easy schedule comparable to other people in their conference.
Notre Dame is cheeks, Kenny.
Excuse me. So.
It's whatever that means, cheeks.
What is cheeks? All right,
cheeks.
Moving on.
No, okay. The Sunday game is going to be USC versus LSU. We have 2 brand new quarterbacks coming in for each team. We got Nussmeier. Is that Nussmeier? Yep. And what was the other kid? Moss.
Moss will be the starting quarterback.
Now we saw both of these kids play in.
We saw Moss definitely in the.
Nussmeier played too in the bowl game.
Well, he's a coach's kid too.
It's true, but at the same time, they played in the bowl game, which. What does that say? Because how many people were out on the other teams? Were you just playing second? Were you playing backups? What were you playing? Who were you playing? You weren't playing starters.
Well, I think that was the whole deal with Jackson Arnold. I mean, he's getting a lot of grief for being the.
Well, I'm well aware
with the turnovers. I mean, do you realize how big we were up against Arizona in that bowl game, and then we had these stupid turnovers? And yeah, he's going to have to fix the turnovers. We should have won that game. It was pretty simple.
Francois.
So. So no, I mean that's what you just can't count these bowl games that don't have every player.
No. At this day and age, the only bowl games you can count are the playoffs.
So you got USC, LSU. LSU's a 4.5-point favorite.
4.5-point favorite.
So according to DK Sportsbook, LSU was the second heaviest bet on team to win. And they opened at 6, and actually it's dropped to 4.5, which I don't understand why. But second is
Woolston Gray took
But listen,
LSU. Lincoln Riley pees down his leg in the fourth.
but Oklahoma State was higher. That were the number. Like I told you before, they were the number one bet.
Oh, for that Jackrabbits
LSU was second. LSU was second. We talk about that Georgia. They were fifth. Miami was sixth. Colorado actually come in about eighth. So tells you a little bit about what Vegas is saying about those teams. Especially when you have and you see Notre Dame and A&M's not up there at all. But the LSU has a dominant O-line. They have a dominant D-line. USC has got some skilled offensive positions. I don't think they've got skilled defensive.
You have a brand new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and an upgrade. I mean, really.
Where is he at?
Who?
Rush 3, drop 8. LSU wins. Grinch. Where's the Grinch at?
I have no idea.
Greenwich?
Probably just taking a break. High school?
I don't know. Oh, well, NC State is tied. Western Carolina. I'm scrolling through. North Dakota State 10-7 currently.
They did score a touchdown. Good for them.
Oh, well, that does not bode well.
Tulane up 6-0. Arkansas rolling as they should. They'll take the gas off and they'll put the bench back in.
I think they might put the bench in now.
Yeah,
I mean,
as
they're
they should.
35-0.
As they should.
Yeah.
These bye games, I mean, it kind of makes it boring. We're just happy to have football, but it turns into a lot of rear kickings is what it does.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
You've got the stronger.
So you definitely had
stronger
LSU before we finish up on
Yeah.
that.
I've got LSU
Right.
covering 4.5 on them.
Good deal.
Stronger defense. If you remember Lincoln Riley, his teams, how they play SEC teams, at least you'd look at the receivers.
How they play anybody tough team.
No, but look at how the receivers react. You're gonna watch the game. Because SEC defenses do a lot of initial bump and run with the secondary.
Gotcha.
They knock that wide receiver off, and then they jump into their zone.
Intriguing games also, not the ones that we picked that I wanted to talk about a little bit. Boston College, Florida State. I don't think Boston College is going to win. It's going to be interesting to see how Florida State kind of comes back from that bad loss.
Bounce back?
Yes.
Hell,
I mean, they need to come in and kill them.
Oh, Tulsa just gave up
pretty easily.
Oh, there's a flag. Holding.
So I thought that was an interesting game. And then what was the other one we picked? Was it Illinois, Sean? What was it?
For what?
This week's games. It was Illinois and somebody else. Wasn't Iowa. Illinois State and Iowa. See, they screwed that game up too.
What? Illinois State and Iowa?
Yeah, because it's State, not Illinois. God.
Oh, wait. Is that part of the picks?
Yes. Because I picked Illinois.
They're playing Eastern Illinois. Illinois is playing Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, exactly. We had a snafu on that. All right, anything else?
We need to go through. We need to.
Anything else on college? We actually picked the most. So, anything else?
Well, Stanford, TCU at Stanford. I don't know anybody that's going to care about that game.
Nobody. All right, moving on. We got. We'll talk a little bit of NFL news that we've seen today. Anyway, big signing in the NFL.
Oh, no.
Ayuk.
Well, hold on. What you wanted to? We're going to stick with college football because.
For what?
Well, you asked about the distribution of money.
Oh, I know it's boring. I was more wanting to talk about the home teams.
So the home teams aren't getting anything. What it is, it's just a breakdown of conference.
Hold on. So the home teams don't get concession sales.
Oh,
they don't get ticket sales.
No, they get that.
That's what I'm saying.
But
where is this at in this?
But the money.
But it's not highlighted. That's my point. Where is the highlight of that? I want to see the highlight.
The highlight of playing a home game
concession
before...
sales. I want to see it all. Where's it at? Well, does the final four teams that don't have a bye week? Which I was listening to Acho. That's horrible. He had the worst take. He thought the best thing. He thought the best thing about the playoff was that they had a bye week. That is the worst thing about the playoff.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and that's why. But that's why they didn't want to.
How many bye weeks does the 64 NCAA basketball, or 68 now, or whatever? How many byes do they get? They don't. You make everybody play. You move the teams to 16. You have no byes, and you take the whole first round, the first 8, and you have them home games.
Coming. Well, this is just for now.
But
they're saying 2026.
I'm telling you what he said was the best, and it's the fucking worst. It's the worst out of the whole playoff. You should not have bye weeks.
Don't you love bye weeks in NFL?
No, it should not be bye weeks. Everyone has those.
But I thought you loved
it's
bye weeks.
It's so odd that you're taking the 5th, 6th, 7th team to have a home game, which is an advantage to them, yet you're giving the other teams an advantage to not play. Then just go back to the BCS and just word it that way. I mean, you're giving the top 4 teams an advantage, and you're having individuals, still pick those 4 teams that are first. And that's the bullshit part of it. It always has been.
I'm just telling you what they're doing. They're giving the colleges, they're giving the conferences cuts. Now, yes, the home teams are going to have concession sales and all that. But I'm saying for
I understand the money part.
You've been asking me all about the money.
I'm talking about the TV part. The TV part. I understand it. I get that. I'm talking about.
You never asked me about that. You never broke it down.
Read me for ticket sales and read me for concession sales, and you let me know what you find out, and we'll talk about that next week.
But you never said that. You asked about the money.
There's always a TV breakdown. That's easy. Hey, conference, big time.
Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you tell me that?
No, I'm saying the home team.
Why the hell would I pull this up?
Because it's just asinine.
I don't care then. We're done.
Yeah, exactly.
We're done because you didn't specify.
But what did
you screwed up again?
No, I didn't. The home teams. I said all the money.
Where's the whiteboard?
No, I said all the money.
Where's the kitty?
I said all the money. All the money.
All the money includes that money.
No, it doesn't. You're just factoring that. Money. No, you Googled something and looked at it and thought you were right. And what in reality is you're not counting.
I was right. I was telling you what I found.
You're not counting parking money. You're not counting concession sales. You're not counting ticket sales.
Well,
None of that.
Money?
You
got people off campus.
I'm just saying.
Have to share that
but sometimes you could pull them in.
Do the people off have to?
But I'm just saying you're not giving anything. And then those home teams, they can charge those areas where they have on their state or their university campus area grounds. They can charge to tailgate. No one is factoring in that, and I just want to know, maybe they are, and I wanted to know if I missed it.
You never specified.
I said all the money, and all the money is not taken care.
Oh my fucking Christ! I am so sorry that I can't read your mind about all the money.
Well, I mean, I can. Anyone could Google up. Goes, what's the TV contracts? Cool, but there's home games to be discussed, and there's money. Nobody gets to go.
There's money in the home games.
Exactly. No one gets to go in for free.
Kenny was unclear.
No one gets to buy things for free. I mean, the fifth place team.
I'm understanding that you've got merchandising sales as well.
Is it better? Do you do the Marge Schott thing where she got pissed off in the *80s when they won when the Reds swept and she really wanted Game 5 to have some fucking money?
She wanted that extra money.
Yeah. So do you do that? You're like, you're the one seed. And you're like, hey, go ahead and lose this. And another thing that's bad about this playoff cuteness is there's a potential to have a 3rd or 4th place team to get into the 3rd or 4th place without ever having to go to a championship and getting a bye week never even played in the fucking championship. It's just, I don't know how people do this.
Well, you have to look at
Notre
Dame.
No, the best thing finishes 5th.
I know, but the one thing,
that's fair.
Notre Dame can never get a bye.
That's their fault, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I got that.
But I mean, you take two SEC teams at 12-0,
top 4,
and you get the 11-1 team. That's 3rd or 4th.
Top 4 conference champions get the bye right now. Currently, is what it is. The top 4 conference champions get the bye.
Sorry, it was a home game, not a bye game.
Yeah,
so they get a home game with never having to play in the championship.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know if the college football is going to take that money and say all the sales are split between the two teams.
I just want to know where all that money's going.
Okay, but you did not specify the breakdown of that.
I said
you
ALL, all. Just want it all. I want it all. I want a breakdown of everything. Everything.
You do.
Everything. Statistics, all. All right. moving on. Let's go back to now.
Notre Dame doesn't need a bye. They get touchdown, Jesus.
They don't get one, and that's fine. So we're going to
we
close that real quick. Let's give one more update on college, or we'll give that at the end.
Yeah, we can do that at the end.
Let's talk about Ayuk getting signed, big contract.
Ayuk finally got signed, and we're looking at what's going to happen to
$120
the
million
Niners overall next season because Brock Purdy.
It's going to be interesting because they are going to have to sign Brock Purdy. They're already over the cap next year
$30 million
already.
this season.
Obviously, you can adjust.
$30 million this season. He's tied with Tyreek, and I forgot the other wide receiver that he's tied with because Tyreek's making.
Is that an interception return for Tulsa they just give up? Wow.
Yeah, that's
14-14 currently.
Northwestern. Way to cover.
Put the second quarterback in. Roll on.
Yeah, he joins I don't understand because there was another player that was making $30 million. I know Justin Jefferson's still the highest.
$35 million. I have that. Hold on just a second. Justin Jefferson, $35 million a year. CeeDee Lamb just re-signed. $34 million. A.J. Brown re-signed this year, also $32. Amon St. Brown, $30.02. He had to get a little bit bigger than Tyreek. Ayuk is $30 million.
Okay, that's what it is. It's the St. Brown was .2.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle, 28.25, and then Devontae Adams at 28.
So Tyreek.
So who are you missing? Who are you missing there?
Oh, you talking about Chase?
Oh yeah, Jamar Chase. So my first pick in my fantasy draft.
How much money did
he's got to hold out? Well, we've talked about this on previous. How are you going to keep Chase? And how are you going to keep Princess Burrow together on a team that's never going to make a Super Bowl? I've made that prediction already that that Joe Burrow will never make a Super Bowl as Cincinnati quarterback. Yes, return to the Super Bowl. Even though
you also said that Zach was going to get fired.
I didn't say that yet. It's eventual.
I thought you said
it's
it was
eventual.
3 years and he was out.
It's eventual. Well, when they run out of money, that's the problem. Now, how's the 49ers going to do it? I don't know. There's going to be a lot of – but, I mean, really –
trading and there's going to be –
really, I think they're taking advantage of Purdy right now. I mean, Purdy, if you're listening, and you should be because your biggest fan's next to me. My son drafted you number one in your not number one, obviously not number one, but his first quarterback.
I took him last year.
In draft. Yeah, you took him like 8th round, but I'm talking about Daxton. So you should be listening to this as they are using you, dude. You should be holding out. Hold out. Who are they going to play? Everybody's holding out. Get the money.
He got screwed because he was a 7th round draft pick. That the money changes as you go down the draft picks.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. He's still on his rookie year deal, but I mean, all these other people that are getting
getting incentives.
No, they're getting re-signed to make up for that incentives, whether it's the whole signing bonus and that type of stuff.
Right, and they just did that with.
I have a trivia question for you and
just
Woolston Gray or whatever it is. Can you tell me Dak Prescott's real first name without Googling it?
Daxton?
No. It's actually pretty interesting.
Jackson?
Anyway, I was talking about him earlier, too.
He said
I was talking about him earlier because...
Well, he's not gotten paid yet either. And he wants to get paid. But he's already been paid. Can't he just wait until that season and then get paid after the next season?
Oh, I don't think that's
because his contract's...
I don't think that's how that works anymore, is it?
No, it doesn't. And that's one of the things that really drives me nuts is these guys want to get paid immediately before their contracts even ran out.
Well, yeah.
But your contract's up the next season. Get paid then.
Dak Prescott says, quote, he doesn't have to have a new contract before the season starts, but, I quote, I think it says a lot if it is or if it isn't.
What is his name?
His real first name is Rain, with a Y.
It can't rain all the time.
And his middle name's Dakota. Oh, he rains some interceptions, let me tell you. He rains some bad playoff losses.
Oh, man.
Too soon?
Too soon? Oh, that's a stripper name.
That's probably...
So, what is it? Is it Rain Daxton Prescott?
Dakota.
Oh, Dakota.
Dakota.
Rain, that is definitely a stripper name.
2 of them are.
That is Trailer Park Parents.
Actually, Prescott might be a stripper name, too. You know.
Well, it's fancier.
Yeah.
At Shotgun Willie's in Denver. Shout out Shotgun Willie's. I haven't been there since... Yeah, I'm not going to say.
No, a couple other notes I just wanted to bring up was that the Giants kept 3 quarterbacks on fucking
Yeah, who do they got? Daniel Jones,
Vito, and
DeVito.
who's the other one? DeVito, and I didn't write down the other
It's
one.
not Danucci. Danucci got cut by the Bills.
No, it's just stupid. I don't. It's bad.
Oh, I know.
And I think what's his face is going to get fired. He probably
Sounds
should go,
like he works at the Majestic.
He probably Drew Lock's the second string. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
How did he end up there? I thought he was still in.
No. Washington released 5 out of their 7 draft picks from last year, and they're like trash. That's what they're like. I'm doing away with this. It's really the only big draft. It's only the picks I look. I was kind of looking in the East, but I did have an interesting stat that I wanted to remind you about.
Ladies and
You
gentlemen,
just talked about
interesting
you just talked about the I just talked about Washington releasing 5 out of the 7 in a draft pick, or in the draft picks. The one thing that and I'm kind
Was
of
it Washington that released the Oklahoma guy, or was it the Bills? Somebody released their 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks.
But I'm kind of a homer because Tampa Bay, currently on Tampa Bay's staff of the 53-man roster, 44 players started in Tampa Bay as draft picks or undrafted free agents.
What does that
That's
say?
impressive. That means 9 players are free agents. They drafted their core. It means you've got a good general manager.
They're undrafted free agents.
Dude, okay, you pick them up. They're undrafted. You choose them. It's the same. You choose your undrafted free agents or not. Do they get given to you? No, you choose them,
Sometimes
Sean.
they do.
No, they don't. You choose
Actually,
them.
you do. Sometimes you do.
What are you talking
Because
about?
if they get cut from another team, you just grab them.
You
it's an
choose
undrafted
them.
free agent,
You
then
choose
then
them.
grab
They don't fall in your lap. You have to choose them, right?
Sometimes a guy falls
No,
in
no.
their lap. Baker Mayfield fell in their lap.
That's a free agent. That's one of the
But he
9.
fell in their lap.
That's one of the 9.
Did he
But
not fall in their lap?
He's not considered an undrafted free agent, nor is he considered a draft pick.
But did he fall in their lap?
You're just arguing to be down now. Because you have to choose them. You don't just
You have to
get handed
choose.
people.
Kenny says you have to choose them.
All right, closing because I'm ready to be done with this to watch
I'm ready
some
to punch
football.
you in the head.
I know you are.
We gotta go pick up your
first
son.
62 million, first 60 plus player in the NBA. Curry reaches a 1 year 62 million. That means it's his end.
Kadarius Toney was a bust in Kansas City. I don't know if everybody saw that. He was cut today or yesterday, Tuesday. I forgot what day it is. Jack Del Rio joins the Badger staff,
I like it.
which is really gonna help that out. I've always liked Jack Del Rio. I like Jack Del Rio as a head coach.
I do too.
I've enjoyed Jack Del Rio.
Luke Fickle's really good too. Look for Wisconsin
Oh my God!
for a
You
couple
see
years.
the size of their heads, Luke Fickle and Jack Del Rio's heads.
Look for a couple of years.
Oh my! The bobbleheads are like real sized.
look for a couple of years for Wisconsin to really be back into what they were. All right.
Skillet hands Tony. What about you said skillet hands Tony? What about Xavier Worthy? He's already had a fumble in the preseason.
He's fast.
And did anybody draft him in our league?
Oh yeah, he got drafted.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got drafted. All right, let's give an update and let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Sorry, this is all football tonight, girls. All right. Just go ahead and just.
I was gonna say update that.
Update
that business.
Slap and do. Well, we can tell you the Tulsa game. It's 14-14. Tulsa second
got
down.
the ball. We're gonna lose. I'm gonna lose the cover right off the bat, so I'm down.
We're not even halftime.
They ain't
We just
by
started
30,
second period.
dude. What was it? 33.
33.5.
What a disappointment for them.
All right, Tulsa driving 14-14. Rutgers slaughter. Wake Forest still holding on to. God, North Carolina A&T has got to be the best team this year. UCF taking the seat. Buffalo pitching a shutout at 16-0.
Florida making a comeback.
Fordham over Bowling Green.
Bowling Green's up 27-10.
The Centrals, the Battle of the Centrals. Michigan is winning that one. Arkansas is back up. All backups. It's 42-0. NC State still tied with Western Carolina. Very surprising.
That's bad. I had them doing some good things this year.
Okay, here's something interesting.
Kansas, what are you doing?
Missouri is only at 28. Don't they have a 52-point
It's just
cover?
50. And they'll hit
50.
It. They'll hit
They still have a 50-point cover.
But Kansas is surprising.
Yeah, Kansas Lindenwood is at 7-0 still. And it's been saying this.
Is that updating?
Let me just game cast because it's been stuck on there for a minute.
Colorado currently is still up 14-10.
14-10 over the Bison. The Buffaloes up 14-10 over the Bison, and we got to find out where the ball is. Okay, so they are the Bison are driving.
3rd and 2. Gotcha.
They are at the 30 at 28. Is that what I'm looking? They're at the 33. I forgot how numbers work. Doesn't make sense. How does that make sense? They're in front of the 30. So, Kansas missing the offensive coordinator that went to Penn State. Ooh, I forgot about that.
Do what?
Kansas missing the offensive coordinator that went to Penn State.
He did, but they'll still be shitty.
Oh no, Wilson Gray just said that.
No, Penn
I
State.
forgot that he had went there too. All right, everybody, we are signing off. We have a child to abduct from his nana's.
We'll see you all on Thursday. Now we'll
We're
see you
doing
next
Thursday because we have weekend
football now.
for,
so we'll see you next Thursday
for the new pride of the
we'll
Weast
see you next
household.
Thursday. Hey, Woolston Gray, is that how you say that? Come join us next week. All right, we'll see you later.
Oh, he'll probably be here.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
See you, bye.